how to find the next 1000x. I'm not talking 100x, I'm talking 1000x investment. This is going to give you the most pivotal central secret to how billionaires became billionaires. It's how I've been able to find 100x's. In the beginning, in the early days, I wasn't able to hold on to 100x's or 1000x's. I found Bitcoin when it was $8, literally $8. Did I hold on to it until it was $60,000? No. Why did I learn TA? Because I felt like such an idiot for having sold all my Bitcoin at $80, and then all my Bitcoin at $300 again, and all my Bitcoin at $3,000 again. So by that time, you kind of figure out, I'm an idiot. So I learned TA. Now, you don't have to learn TA at the level I learned it. You just have to learn how billionaires were able to find 100x or 1000x, because I'm not a billionaire. I'm not as smart as them, but I figured out how they did it, and now I'm on my way to getting to that level. And I'm going to share the secret that made me this successful so far in this video. How to find 100x's. I've been able to do that. And some of my favorite 100x's were Theta. Really simple. You just buy it and forget it. And that thing did 150x from the bottom. That was really simple because it was backed by Steve Chen, the guy that started YouTube, and Theta is a blockchain version of that. So who's not going to give them money? Same thing with RSR. I found RSR started by the same executives of PayPal, and it's the blockchainized version of PayPal, and they're connected to all the money in the world that Elon Musk was connected to. RSR. So that's why RSR did 170x from the bottom when we bought it. It did great. Same with We Gonna Make It coin. Same with, how did I find Bitcoin though? So let's analyze that, since there's a ton of threads on Twitter about how this whale on this blockchain, you can see what they bought and how much they traded, and they turned $100,000 into $5 million. That's worthless. That's worthless because you're not going to be able to tell the difference between this whale who made 100x versus that whale who actually lost 90% of his money, but he's still laughing because he still has billions of dollars left. You don't know how rich a whale is. He could lose $10 million today and still be laughing and living in the French Riviera on his yachts. You just don't know. So I'm going to give you the secret to be able to find these 100x's and 1000x's. And it's worked for me, it's worked for my followers, and it's going to work for you now. To be able to see this secret, first thing you've got to do is look back and see why anything that did 100x or 1000x or 10,000x did that well. So first of all, the most obvious thing is Bitcoin. Why did Bitcoin? And then let's talk about Shiba coin. And then let's talk about Apple stock. And then let's talk about all these other ones, and you'll see a common thread, okay? Why did Bitcoin do 1000x or 10,000x or 20,000x, 60,000x from $1? I have no idea. If you don't know and you're in crypto, or you're trying to make 100x or 1000x, you've got a fundamental issue. You've got a fundamental problem. You don't understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin or anything that's related to investing, because it's the most obvious dumb user case. It's the most obvious case study. I'll tell you. 15 years ago, when Bitcoin first came out, everyone looked at it and said, oh, this is kind of cute. The internet's around, and you can do dial-up with AOL. So after spending about a day and a half installing a Bitcoin client on your XT computer or whatever it was, 8086 or whatever computer it was back then, I can mine 500 Bitcoin a day. That's cute. And you could literally just keep your computer on, and the electricity would cost you like 20 bucks a day or 15 bucks a day, maybe even not even that. And then you'd end up with 500 Bitcoin that nobody wanted or nobody cared about. And to do the trade, you actually had to drive 5 hours. You had to take a plane and go to another country. Literally, that's how you traded Bitcoin. So, why would this be worth anything? Why would this be worth 50 cents? Why would it even be worth 10 cents for Bitcoin? If you don't understand that, you don't understand how to find 1000xer. I'll tell you why. Look at the bigger fundamental picture of society, of the universe. What's happening in the macroeconomic world? Back 15 years ago, let's go even further back than that, 20 years ago, China became the first recent first world country with so much money that it started gaining political clout, so much political clout that Chinese officials, Chinese congressmen, if you want to call it parliamentarians, and their family members were being caught and executed because they had so much power. And Mao, Xi Jinping, right about that conversion time, they didn't like all these dissidents. But how did they get their power? Well, because China became the world's factory center, all this development money poured in from all sorts of countries, including America. Now, when America comes into China and says, hey, I want to start a factory, I want to build a factory with American-made machines, and then I want you Chinese guys to copy these American-made or German-made or Swiss-made machines or Japanese-made machines. I want you to copy these machines and make bigger factories. Then what did the Chinese do? They say, okay, railways aren't there yet. And these machines weigh thousands of tons, right? So I guess we'll build a railway to suit your new factory that you're paying for on Chinese land. But where should we put the railroad? Where should we put the factory? And then where should we put the skyrise apartment buildings, the condos complexes that are going to house all the people that work at these new factories? I'll tell you what. Let's put it on the outskirts of Beijing. Let's put them on the outskirts of Shanghai. And I want you to put them here on land that I own. On land that my family owns. That's exactly how it worked. And what they did was they took American bribe money to give the Americans heads up on where the Chinese government was going to start building these factories, these railroads, these infrastructure, these on-ramps and off-ramps and freeways. And so the government workers, the parliamentarians, it's kind of like senators or congressmen, would tell everybody who gave them millions of dollars where to buy land before the Chinese government even had a chance to start auctioning these land parcels off. So when the Chinese government decided, hey, we're going to have to sell these properties to build high-rises and freeways and railroads, come to find out the owner is American. And now you can't just scare Americans off because these Americans are backed by BlackRock. They're backed by Vanguard. Are you starting to see what's happening here? So China became really wealthy, and the brokers that brokered these state secrets, these land development secrets, became billionaires. I'm talking more rich than Bill Gates. About 20 years ago, 25 years ago, this is, and it is currently happening to this day, but not at such a large scale. And then the Chinese government started to kill them. Hey, you're taking state secrets and selling them for your own billions. Let's just kill you and your family. That's literally what they did in China. He stole secrets. He's a billionaire. Kill him. You didn't notice that? You didn't notice that the Chinese were hunting down billionaires for about 15 years straight? Google it. Google billionaires hunted down by Chinese government. And you'll find a ton, especially guys that used to work in the media and press, especially guys in Hong Kong, because they all moved to Hong Kong. Which is interesting because Hong Kong is where the first Bitcoin hub was. Not in China, in Hong Kong. And you could go from China to Shenzhen and then skip over directly by land, cross over the border into Hong Kong to trade your cash for Bitcoin. And that's what they did. For years and years and years and years, they carried suitcases, these same huge suitcases that all those murderers, those serial killers would cut people up and then put them in suitcases and drop them in the middle of a lake or the ocean. It's that size of suitcase, but it's big enough for a human mafia boss, but it was filled with $100 bills, literally $100 bills, that they would use to buy Bitcoin. Why? Because the Chinese government didn't know about it yet. They didn't know about Bitcoin yet, and that is what drove the price of Bitcoin from 80 cents to $80 to $8,000. That's it. But why would they buy Bitcoin? So that they could get the hell out. Your government's trying to kill you and your family. Literally, your government is. Have you noticed how many Chinese people there are in Vancouver, British Columbia? How many Chinese people there are in Irvine, California? How many Chinese people are even in Milan, even in Paris? It's all Chinese now. How many Chinese people are in Las Vegas? They're the ones, if you ask them when they got there, how long have you been in America? Just be friendly and say, hello, Mr. Shen, Mr. Zhao. How long have you been in America? Oh, about 20 years, is what they'll say. Wasn't that about the time that Bitcoin started? Yeah. And they won't talk about Bitcoin ever. Why? Because they're some of the billionaire families that actually got out of their country by trading Bitcoin and selling it when they got back to America. And they picked cities, tech hubs, and San Francisco. How many Chinese people are freaking San Francisco? They picked tech hubs because you could sell your Bitcoin easily there. Ta-da! Isn't that fascinating? Just fascinating stuff. You're not going to find a bunch of Chinese people in Florida because it's not a tech hub. New York City, you will. San Francisco, absolutely. Vancouver, British Columbia, yes, absolutely. These are tech hubs. London, yes, kind of a tech hub. That's why Bitcoin went to $10,000 because they took their billions of dollars and they didn't care about slippage. They didn't care if they were only left with $100 million. They didn't care if they took a 90% loss. Here's $1 billion. Here's $1 billion. I only need 10 million. Literally, you can take 90% of my money and just slippage it away, destroy my wealth as long as I'm left with 10 million and I get to leave with my family before the Chinese government does this to me and everybody I know. That's why Bitcoin took off. Everybody else at the time is like, this is just an internet scam. There's still articles online. This is just an internet scam. It's a Ponzi money. You call it a Ponzi if you want, but is it worth less than the price of a human life? Less than the price of an entire family's life? It saves lives. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand investing. Why is Bitcoin going up now? Pretty much the same reason. Because what's happening now to change the world? Well, really simple. Everything's de-pegging off the dollar. The dollar standard, the petrodollar, you've heard of all these things. Thanks to Joe Biden and his wonderful leadership, the US dollar is losing its place in the world as a central currency. What do you have instead? That's already digital. That's already secure. And that's not going to be inflationed away. Bitcoin. So if you understand these big things, you understand why something's going to go up. Now, let's drill down to how you can use this information. The world is changing. Lives are at stake. And so something that saves lives is going to go up 10,000 times. 1,000,000% in value. Because it saves lives, or at least improves lives. What else can we talk about? I mean, Tesla did it. Tesla, I guess I'll barely touch on Tesla. Why did Tesla become so big? Because of electric cars? No. At the time Tesla started to become big, at the time Tesla hit the stock market, you know what was happening in the world? America was fighting wars in the Middle East for oil. Really simple. And so when Tesla came up with Peter Thiel and the US government so close together, and they said, hey, you guys are fighting over oil and oil prices, and you guys are spending billions and trillions on war in the Middle East. Why don't we just build a car that doesn't need oil? So you don't need to rely on these Middle Eastern guys with these turbines. How long is that going to take? Oh, it's going to take about 20 years, unless the U.S. government gives us some advantages, and helps us mine for batteries in Africa and Central America and parts of Asia using political clout, then it might only take about 5 to 10 years. Go, is what happened. It's all political. You see that? It's all war costs trillions of dollars, but backing Tesla so that they can wean America off the need for petroleum gas, trillions of dollars versus billions, trillion versus let's just back Tesla. And then Tesla became so powerful that the American government changed, and they didn't like the fact that Tesla was being so powerful. So then they started backing all the other electric companies to. So that's all you need to know. You just need to know the big picture to see how the world is changing. Everybody's over here. They're just like clamored together like lemmings, like they're all like squeezed together in this elephant right here. They're just over here, and the world is moving over there. The world is changing over there. This is where oil is, but because of the war and how expensive war is, the politicians, the leaders, the ruling class of the world decide, let's get away from it and let's go electric. They're over there, and you're still looking over here. No, kind of just inch over here, and bam, you're an instant millionaire. All the world's manufacturing was in America and Japan, and you're over here, Japanese stuff, American made is the best, and all the world manufacturing is moving to China. You should kind of just notice and go over to China. We go to China and then get some land there and invest in Chinese companies that might later make Apple phones. What's Apple? Is that a new type of fruit that turns into a phone? No, it's a smartphone with a camera in a phone. Why would you put a camera in a phone? Just leave it for now. And you become a billionaire. Everyone's looking over here. All you got to do is move to where the world is moving, and you're gonna be a multi-billionaire. That's all you have. That's all you have to do. So you have to kind of know where the world is moving. You have to kind of know where politicians are driving the world, where the ruling class is driving the world. And literally the ruling class right now, I'm not even going to get into that because that's another issue. I'm here to tell you about how you can make 100x or 1,000x or 10,000x. So now that you know the system, you want me to summarize it for you? Did you forget? Because I used so many different examples that I might have muddied up the message. The message is this. Notice that you are living in the present. Notice that everything you value, like the companies that you think are really explosive stocks, like your lifestyle, everything that you value and live on and enjoy, notice that's only the present. That is not the future. Notice the difference between your lifestyle now, the things that you find are valuable, the institutions, the companies, the stocks, the coins. SHIB, I was going to tell you about SHIB. You know why SHIB took off? Shiba. Why did Shiba take off? Well, because it's a meme coin. Yeah, but there's millions of meme coins, right? Why did Shiba take off of all these meme coins? I have no idea, right? Nobody has any. I'll tell you why. It's really simple. Elon Musk decides to push one single meme coin. A couple years ago, he started. Which one? Doge. And then at this time, what happened? Where do you keep all your crypto? Well, I keep it in Binance, or I keep it in Coinbase, or if you're some of the few paranoid, you might have a ledger, which is worthless, which is neither online or anything. Where do most people keep all their coins now? MetaMask. Have you tried to buy Doge on MetaMask? Elon Musk is pushing Doge. Have you tried to buy Doge on MetaMask? Does Doge have a Doge wallet? Does Doge have a Doge wallet? MetaMask is the most popular, fastest growing wallet. It's decentralized. You don't have to call customer service to get your password. You can't. You lose it, you're dead. MetaMask is growing. Does MetaMask have Doge? Are you starting to get the picture now? The whole world is moving from Binance. Binance is the best. Coinbase is the best. Because Coinbase is started by a white guy. Binance is started by a yellow guy, so it's bad. Let's just Binance, Binance, Binance. And then suddenly the whole world is moving to MetaMask. And then Elon Musk is trying to build Doge. And you should kind of just look over and go, oh, it's like that picture of that guy with a girl. He's like, oh, right? Or he kind of looks like this. He's like this. He's like this. Right? What's over here? MetaMask with no Doge. Shiba. A new doggy coin. Everybody loves dogs. And Elon Musk is all big on dog coins, but this new wallet that I've got has no dog coin. So all you do is make a freaking dog coin, and it just goes, this is better. This is like Doge 2.0. It's better than Doge, is what happened. It's that dumb. It's that simple. It is that. I didn't figure it out until it was too late because I don't like meme coins. Stupid of me, right? That's called bias. That's called missing an opportunity because you're too thick-headed and stupid to just see money for money. I don't care if money comes in. Oh, it's a meme coin. I don't want to let a meme coin make me a billionaire. That's just stupid. Oh, to be a billionaire, I have to get a college degree and I have to start a multi-billion-dollar corporation first. That's stupid. All you have to do is buy SHIB. You can skip college and you can forget how you become a billionaire. Don't put. Women do this. Women do this a lot, and it's just as stupid. I don't want to meet a guy unless he's 6'2" and he's got $500,000 in the bank, and he's got to buy me a drink on the beach. I want to meet him on the beach. That's stupid. Absolutely stupid. Meet a guy who's smart and attractive, and help him and watch him grow to become a multimillionaire because you're supporting him and you're encouraging him. But no, you put up conditions. No, he wasn't wearing a suit when he asked for my phone number, so I never called him. I'm not going to call him back. That's stupid. He could be in jeans and a t-shirt. So don't put up conditions. Oh, but this is a meme coin. I'm not going to let a meme coin make me $1 billion. Which is what I did. I was stupid. So now I'm telling you, don't be stupid. Okay, so now that I've explained to you the whole world's moving to MetaMask, and there's a missing dog coin, and shit feels, poof, billionaire. That's what happens. Now that you know how to become a billionaire, when the world moves, notice where the world is going, and get there first and buy all the land, or buy all the meme coins, or buy all the whatever it is. Just buy it, because that's where the world is moving. Where's the world moving now? I'm 23 minutes into this, and now I'm finally ready to tell you what's the next 100x, 1000x, 10,000x. Where's the world moving now? Big fundamental factors. For about 2.5, 3 years, junior high school kids wore masks to school. They never learned how. It's like autistic kids. Autistic kids can look at you in the face and they can't tell if you're smiling. It's frightening. They can't tell if you're angry or mad at them or sad. They can't tell. Autistic kids, they have to write down the corner of mouth down, corners of eyes down, head down, at more than a 90-degree angle equals sad. Angry, head back or head forward, and nose scrunch, lines on nose. They have to write these things down to say, and guess what? These kids, now they're 17 or 18 years old. When they were 15, 14, 13, when they were 8, 9, 10, they didn't have the ability to read faces and emotions. Have you noticed? Even before that, when someone is messaging you a huge smiley face or angry face or shocked face, an emoticon, when they send you these emoticons, their faces are like this. And they're sending you the happiest, funniest emoticon. Have you noticed that? People are getting, and so what does this mean? They're not able to meet in face to face. They're not able to relate to each other. They're not able to date. The whole world was over here. Everyone used to be able to meet face to face and talk to each other. Oh, I can find a girlfriend anywhere. I can find a girlfriend at the store, at the convenience store, at the gas station, at the library, when there were libraries. The world's over here now, guys. Literally, the world's over here. And you guys are still thinking, oh, I can still date people by finding them at the bar. And you got to do the opposite now. You got to go where these 16-year-olds and 15-year-olds, they're not going to be able to they're not going to be able to get a phone number, and they're not even using phone numbers anymore. What's your Instagram? And so on. So the new dating is totally different now. The new dating is totally different. I'm going to show you the old dating, how much money it makes. You've heard of Tinder, right? You've heard of Tinder? How much money do you think Tinder makes? How much money do you think Tinder makes? I guess maybe $10 million a year, maybe a quarter. So $40 million a year would be a lot of money for a stupid dating app that it does really almost nothing, right? $40 million, that sounds like a lot of money. They don't even need a lot of programmers. They don't need a lot of developers. They don't do any advertising, not much advertising really. 100 million, let me show you. I thought maybe 100 million max. Let me show you. Here's Tinder, annual direct revenue from 2015 to 2022. Last year they made, I thought 100 million. 1,800 million. That's 1.8 billion dollars a year, in 1 year. That's just in 1 year, not total, not put together for the last 10 years of their existence, as you can see on this chart here. 1.8 billion dollars. That's more money than many Central American countries make in a year. That's more money than GDPs of African nations. 1.8 billion dollars in 1 year on a dating app, because people are already unable to just strike up a conversation with a person in line in front of them at the grocery store. Because people are unable to strike up a conversation with the girl sitting at the desk just to your right in class. $1.8 billion. Okay, so everyone's using Tinder. 1.8 billion, they're like, here, Tinder is great. I love Tinder. What's over here? What's moving over there? I'll tell you what's moving over there. Tinder is essentially, you pick a potential date partner based on a photograph that isn't even them. What? Imagine if you explained this to people like 50 years ago or 50 years in the future. Yeah, you pick a potential date based on a photograph that doesn't even represent how they look. Is that like a PFP thing? Is that like a NFT PFP thing that people used to do? So if you like the NFT PFP, then you get to date them, or you ask to like? No. These are photographs that are so heavily photoshopped that they don't even resemble in the remotest least bit the actual person who has that profile. Then what do you do when you meet them and then the picture isn't or even in best case scenario, what if they're super beautiful, picture super beautiful, but you meet them and their personality is so weird and you just can't communicate. But you still bought them an $80 dinner or a $30 dinner, whatever, or even a $10 lunch. How many $10 lunches in 30 minutes or hours of your life do you have to waste meeting people that you're not even compatible with? There you go. Bam. That's what people are doing. They're spending hours and hours and hours of their life and hundreds of dollars dating people that they're not even compatible with over here. Well, this is the only way to do it. What if someone built an app that only connected you to people you were 100% compatible with. Not just compatible like, hey, this person's cool. Compatible like love at first sight. Bam! Compatible like soulmate level. Holy shit, you do exist. Soulmates are real and you are it. Level compatibility over here. Voila! Ta-da! You get there first. And this entire world of people that grew up wearing masks, so they can't even tell what expression, how you're feeling based on your face. This whole world, this whole generation of kids that can't even converse with people face to face, suddenly they meet their soulmate, and words that were awkward to them. In the past, what would happen is if you met someone, you were attracted to them, and they weren't really that compatible with you, you could use wit, you could use humor, you could use insight and emotional IQ to be able to overcome certain personality differences and just grease them over, just butter it over and make for smoother transitions between disagreements or differences and slight differences in perspective. Do you like hamburgers? No, hamburgers are too greasy. What about pizza? Pizza's the same. Yeah, but I like pizza. I love hamburgers, so I guess we're not compatible. In the past, people used to overcome that by using humor. Okay, well, what do you like? Well, I like chicken salads. Well, tell you what, let's go grab a chicken salad, which you like, and I'll just grab a hamburger from next door, and I'll throw everything out and just keep the hamburger patty and throw it on my chicken salad. Do you mind if I mix it all up and turn my salad into a hamburger chicken salad cocktail? Oh no, it's gross, but it's okay. If that's what you want to do, then I guess I can marry you. Is how people used to solve things. Now it's like, no, you are weird. I'm not compatible with you. This is awkward. Swipe left, block. Is the new world. But what if you meet someone that's absolutely compatible? You want to go eat a pizza? And the girl says at the same time, you want to go eat a pizza? Whoa, we thought the same thing at the same time. We even said it. That level of soulmate compatibility. What if there's an app that could put people like that together? At the corporate level, it enables CEOs to hire people that can actually work well in the teams that they've already built and work well with the CEO. What if the CEO is hiring for a salesperson and an applicant says, hey, I'm great at sales, and yet after you hire them, they suck, but you can tell that this person is perfect for sales because, again, this app is able to precisely determine what kind of temperament and personality this person has, which is how you find the soulmate too. Perfect temperament, perfect soulmate match for this guy. Perfect job, perfect temperament and soulmate match for this guy. Perfect company, temperament and soulmate match for this guy with the company. So anything, a human being can match with a company, a human being can match with another human being, or with a CEO, or with a team. An app that could do that and put people together in, it would be the opposite of Twitter, where on Twitter everybody just fights each other. It'd be, what? I'm trying to say Twitter backwards. Twitter, what? Anyway, that's not very funny. So it would be the opposite of Twitter, where everybody got together and they're just like, holy shit, you're a genius. You're a genius too. I can't believe I just met you. Where have you been all my life, kind of thing. If there was an app like that, you think it wouldn't generate this much money? $1.8 billion in 1 year. This is the past, guys. This Tinder thing is the past. It's over here, Tinder. This new app is here. And you know who just launched it last night? The FutureCoin developers just launched it. It is live. That's the title of this YouTube video, how to make 100 times or 1,000 times your money. I just told you right now. What did you just say? You can't even, I don't even think you can buy Tinder stock because it's owned by Match.com or something, and you don't want Match.com stock because it's got a whole bunch of other shitty stuff in their basket of revenues. But what if you could get the next version of this right now at pennies, literally fractions of pennies? It's like buying Bitcoin at a penny each, or a penny for 10 Bitcoins is what that would be like if there was an app that was a new dating app that only introduced you to your soulmate. That's it. Wouldn't you stand over here and go, yes, billionaire? There's, I checked, and there's already in-app purchases. There are features that you have to, premium features that are pay per use only. There's monthly subscription fees. There's all sorts of different tiers of monthly subscriptions. Monthly subscriptions for corporations that are looking for employees, that are looking to fill out their teams. Subscription levels for guys looking for girls. Subscription price for girls looking for guys. I don't think they have subscriptions for gay people looking for other gay people, but I mean that could be later or whatnot. But that's FutureCoin. You've seen on Twitter, I talk about the fact that Uniswap, Unicoin went to zero because, well, they issued a coin and they're not, and Uniswap, the exchange, makes so many millions of dollars a day. I don't know if it's a day, but anyway, they make millions. And they haven't bought back a single one of their Uniswap tokens. So why would the price go up? It won't. They made a coin and they're not buying it back. They're not giving you any profit share. They're not giving you a percentage of how much money they're making based on how much uni you hold. Same with sushi. So it just goes down. BNB, however, at least CZ ends up buying back his own coin, and at least CZ burns the coins that he buys back. So the price of BNB has to keep going up. You missed BNB at the beginning because you thought, this is a stupid Chinese exchange. Binance, what's a Binance? That's the dumbest name for an exchange. I like exchanges named Kraken. I like exchanges named, I don't know, Bitfinex. Yeah, Bitfinex. And so you missed BNB coin. What if this new app that's a dating app or a hiring app or a job finding app can actually match people up and make them soulmates, and the developers took the money that they made and just bought back FTR coin. They just decided to buy it back. Just like corporations do with their stocks. Just like Elon Musk does. After the stock is worth trillions of dollars, he's worth trillions of dollars, and then he sells a little bit to fund his legal battles or to buy Twitter or whatnot. And then after he becomes profitable or stops bleeding as much money, he just goes back and buys the bottom of Tesla back. And suddenly Tesla's right back to where it started. Elon sells Tesla, it drops, and then Elon does his thing, reinvests it, makes money, and then poof, raises it right back up. What if they did that? I'm telling you, this video is entitled How to Make 100x or 1000x. I mean, what else can I... Oh, I guess this is the last thing I can tell you. So can you prove to me that this app works? Can you prove to me that this app actually can introduce me to my soulmate? Sure. I've tried it. I've tested it before. You think I just make these YouTube videos for any old coin without any research? I did about 3 months worth of research into this dev team's concept and this app itself. And it's badass. It's spooky. In fact, some of my Twitter followers and YouTube subscribers, these are their words. When I gave them a private demo of this app, they'll say things like, it's spooky how accurate it is. It's frightening how powerful this is. It's uncanny. This is sending chills down my spine. How precise this is. And all I asked was, give me 2 birth dates that you really care about. Yours and somebody else's. And I'll tell you exactly what's great about your relationship and what's wrong with your relationship and how to fix it. And I'll tell you the birth date of someone who's already your soulmate, so you don't have to fix this relationship. If you just want to move on to another relationship, find someone born on this date. And that's what they say. They say, you totally described my relationship with my son. I couldn't relate to him, and now I understand why. Now I understand what I have to do to be able to get through to him. I understand why he's acting this way. Or you just get another son that's born on your soulmate's birth date, and then you're gonna get along perfectly with him. Or if it's your girlfriend, get rid of her and just anyway, you get the big picture, and that's what this app does. And I'm gonna let you demo it. Go in the description of this video. There's a link. Go to the link and put in 2 birth dates. Doesn't have to be yours, and don't tell me whose birth date it is for security reasons. It's just going to be 2 random dates. And what I'll do is I'm going to personally run this app for you. I can't give you the URL of the app because there's still bugs in it. There's still a couple bugs. But I can at least show you how this app works. And you're going to go, holy shit, this thing's going to make millions. No, this thing's going to make billions. When you see how spooky, frighteningly precise this is. Oh, and it even tells you when you're going to have lucky days and unlucky days, because a soulmate can be a person, or a soulmate can even be a moment in time that's perfectly right for you, or that's perfectly anti-you. You know those dates that everything seems to go wrong and every light you hit is a red light? This app can tell you exactly what day, what date, and what hour that will happen. If that happens, just don't drive. Don't go anywhere. Just sit and read or something, or just drink alcohol or something. Just skip those hours of the year, and nothing wrong will happen to you. Nothing bad will happen to you. I mentioned briefly in one of my webinars that Derek Chauvin, is he the officer, or is he the black guy that died because of the knee on the neck thing? Turns out there was no trauma to the neck. Turns out he just died of an overdose of fentanyl, right? But the officer still went to jail and is still in jail, even though the coroner says the officer didn't kill the guy. What? Yeah, he's still there. Come to find out, just out of curiosity, I looked up that officer's birth date, and I looked up the date of the incident when he put his knee on the black guy's neck. It was his enemy day. This app says, for a guy like this police officer, this white police officer, at this day and at this hour, if he's going to go out into society, society is going to give him the worst possible result. Society is absolutely against him, and society, the whole universe itself, is going to try to destroy him. So what he should do is just stay at home at this hour. And that hour was the time that he got photographed killing the black guy, which he didn't kill. He should have just stayed at home. He should have used this app. Instead of doing this, he should have just come over here and used the app and just stayed at home and become a billionaire. I mean, there's so much more I could tell you, but I think I've done a lot of talking. It's time for you to get rich. You know what to do. Click the link in the description of this YouTube video, and I'll give you a taste test of how precise this app is in figuring out your temperament, what you're good at, what you're bad at, even what job you have. It can tell you what kind of work you do. It can tell you what health problems you have. It's weird, huh? And then it can tell you, if you're Christian, you're going to think it's spooky. So you might not want to do this, but it's all based on science, and I can explain the science and physics to you later. It has to do with radial waves. It has to do with harmonics, frequencies, radial waves, and so it's not spooky at all. It's just physics. But if you're spooked out and you're Christian, then you don't have to do it, obviously. I wouldn't want you to lose sleep over it and have dreams of the devil or Satan or something. Get rich. Now you know how. It's FutureCoin.